Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's be real. I know it's been a little minute. I know it's been a while since I last posted, and I figured I'd give you guys a update on what's been going on in my life and the books that I've been reading and some of my future plans. So let's get into the video. Starting off with my life update, it has been well over a month since my last video that I posted, and around that time frame I got a promotion at my job, and it has been a really great experience. So I have been at my company for 3.5 years, and I started off doing the morning shift, and so my shift was very different, and my sleep schedule, was a lot different compared to other people. I had to get up very early, but now I am on a regular dayside schedule, and it definitely has made a difference. I feel a lot more rested, and I have a lot more energy. And like, for example, when I'm filming this, it is close to 6 o'clock, and it definitely has made a difference in my energy levels, and I've definitely been prioritizing the importance of sleep and rest and trying to get 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep a night. And sometimes motherhood and life be lifing, so sometimes I'm gonna get 5 hours, and you know what, at the end of the day, it's okay, because I show up for my child, I show up for my job, and that's just that on that, you know what I mean? It definitely has changed me as a person, and I'm really excited to continue this journey in my career, and I'm very proud of myself because I think it is really important, especially as a mom, to instill into my child the importance of working hard and continuing to have a great work ethic, because your hard work is going to pay off, and you just have to keep showing up, not only professionally, but show up for yourself, because when you show up for yourself, then God will provide. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But on the flip side, mom life has been really great. My son is definitely in the trenches of toddlerhood, and it is amazing just continuing to watch him grow every single day. And he's just so smart and so funny. We are in our Mickey Mouse Clubhouse phase, hearing "oh toodles" every 2 to 3 minutes, but you know what, it's a great time. I'm loving it. And the beauty of motherhood is the fact that life, you blink and your child goes from toddler to teenager in a millisecond, and it is like, you're my baby, and I want you to I want to cuddle you and hold you and never let go. But yeah, you guys, let's dive into some of the books that I have read recently. I am not gonna lie, I don't know if I'm the only person that feels this way, but it definitely has felt like one particular book has just put me in the biggest book hangover. But I will get to that in a minute. But the last time we spoke, I had finished Mile High by Liz Tomforty, and you guys already know I rated that book 5 stars. I freaking loved it. I know that Mile High has been getting a lot of mixed reviews over the years, but I definitely think that this book is a perfect start to the series. It sets the scene. You meet almost all of the characters. You get a good context, especially for the most recent book, Rewind It Back. You get a lot of context into who Rio is and things like that. I finished the Skyland series, and that was Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. And you guys, the Skyland series is a series that I'm gonna recommend every single day. Can't Get Enough is the newest release that came out in May, and this was Hendrix' book. And we met Hendrix in the other 2 books, and so we get a better picture into Hendrix and her life. And she is a boss woman. She is independent. She is childless by choice, and she is just such a excellent character to dive into, and I love her so much. I think that she is so powerful in her own right. And of course, we are also following Maverick, and Maverick is a self-made billionaire who is just immediately enamored with Hendrix and her vibe and how she is as a woman, and I just loved these two together. And I think the most beautiful thing that Kennedy Ryan does is she really focuses on the character development of our individual characters. So we see them grow and progress throughout the book, and then once they get together, it just makes the romance that much more beautiful. And I just really loved this book, and the epilogue in Can't Get Enough had me sobbing, because this series is such a special series to me. If you take any recommendations from me, that is the series that I will constantly recommend to you guys, because it is just such an emotional series, but it's powerful, and it also showcases the beauty of sisterhood between these three women. And I love this series. Oh my gosh, and I'm so sad that it's over, but I heard that Kennedy Ryan is coming out with the second book in the series that is connected to her book Real, so I'm really excited to dive into that book and that series as well for once that comes out. Now, the book that definitely put me in a slump and is my favorite book of the year so far, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. You guys already know Taylor Jenkins Reid is one of my auto-buy authors. I will read anything and everything that she writes, and this was such a surreal moment because it was the first book that Taylor Jenkins Reid has put out in the last 3 years, and so she definitely took her time with this book, and you could tell that there was a lot of research that went into it. There was a lot of heart, and you just felt like you were at home. So for a quick little synopsis, we are following our main character Joan, who gets accepted into the NASA space shuttle program during the 80s. And in the book, you meet a lot of the characters and candidates who are in the space shuttle program with Joan, and Joan grows a lot throughout the book. So you definitely see Joan go through a lot of self-discovery, and this is a sapphic romance, so you definitely get the sense of Joan discovering herself and her sexuality, and also the hardships that she faced as a queer woman during the 1980s in a profession that is dominated by men. And there are so many beautiful quotes in here, and there are so many scenes that just live in my head rent-free, and this book had me in shambles. I was crying when we got to the end of this book, and honestly, this book left me wanting more. Like, I definitely want to reread this book, and I don't say that a lot. So this book definitely had an impact on me. Atmosphere definitely put me in a bit of a book hangover, and definitely had me feeling like, is there any other book that's gonna live up to the same standard as Atmosphere? I read Count My Lies, and this book essentially is following a woman who is a habitual liar. Like, she just cannot stop. Like, she is a professional at lying. And so she ends up meeting this family, and she befriends them and ends up becoming the nanny for the little girl in the family. And I liked this book in the beginning, but towards the end, it just went downhill for me. Like, the twist was predictable. It just didn't really wow me. So I ended up rating that book a 2-star. And I do know that the book is getting adapted into a movie starring Lindsay Lohan. I will watch that. Don't even get me wrong, because I love Lindsay Lohan. I didn't like this book at all. And after I read that book, I was like, okay, am I like in a book slump? Like, what is going on here? But I ended up listening to King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby, and this is his newest release. I love S.A. Cosby and his work. I love the grit in his books. I love the mystery element, and I also love that they are definitely driven by family and how far one is willing to go for their family and for their loved ones. I love that all of his books center around that theme. And then too, S.A. Cosby is from my home state. So when he references different places, it just gets me so excited because it's just so fun pinpointing every little thing that you recognize, and it's just a really fun time. I loved King of Ashes. It is definitely going to be in my top 10 books of the year. Just a quick little synopsis. We are following our main character Roman, who is a financial investor in Atlanta. And so Roman is just living his life in Atlanta. He's successful, you know, he's doing the thing. And he gets a call one day from his sister basically saying that their father has been involved in a really bad accident and that he needs to come home. Once Roman comes back home to his small town in Virginia, he realizes that his younger brother Dante has gotten involved in some really bad stuff. And so what does he do as the older brother? He has to come in and fix it. Of course he does. And I relate to that so much as the older sibling. Like, you are constantly, you know, being looked to and you have to come in and fix it because you're the fixer. Of course you are. This book was gritty. It was mysterious. It was scary at times. And I think another element that really invested me throughout the story was the side storyline about the sister Nevaeh, and she's trying to solve the 20-year disappearance of their mother. And the family owns a crematorium, so you're basically centering everything around this said crematorium. And you guys, if you like The Godfather, if you like gritty and gory, I highly recommend this book. It was incredible. I rated it 5 stars. That's kind of where things have been over the last month or so. It hasn't been a lot, but you know what? I read a book and that's just enough. You know what I mean? But I just truly missed you guys so much. I love posting content for you guys and sharing recommendations and just yapping about books with you all in the comments has always been such a fun time for me. That is going to be it for this video. There is so much more to come. I plan on posting my mid-year tag in the next few weeks, so I will definitely keep you guys updated on that. But that is going to be it for today's video. Again, my name is Joy and I post bookish content here on YouTube. So if you like vlogs, if you like book recommendations, things of that nature, then stay a while. Love you very much and I will see you in the next video. Bye.